turning up my tail.
So fancy. Can't you taste this gold? Remember my name. Got to blow.
Welcome to Point Blank, and in this episode, we're discussing cosmetic procedures, and I'm joined by Caribbean beauty doctor, Dr. Donna Matthews, who is discussing with me cosmetic procedures for the face. Hi, Donna. Thank you so much for joining me. Is this popular, cosmetic procedures in the Caribbean? I mean, I tweeted about it, and a friend of mine said, do people actually do these things in Barbados? How popular is it?
Yes, it's very popular. It's getting a lot of popularity now. I think with Facebook and Instagram, a lot of people are checking things,
Yes.
and you know, people are very open about it.
Yeah.
It's gained a lot of popularity, and because of the internet, a lot of people are doing their research.
Yeah.
And they actually come to us now, you know, educated. They know what they want, and they ask for it up front.
So educate us on these products that you've brought here. What do they do?
Right.
And how can they help persons that are interested?
Right. We offer two types of products at the clinic. One of them is Botox, which we'll talk about in a little bit more detail.
Yeah.
And the other one is Juvederm. So usually what happens is Botox, we use that from the eye area above as a general rule. And then the filler we use to fill what we call the laugh lines, which are from the eye area down.
So if I'm laughing, ha 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 ha, this area here is what fillers would
Right,
do.
yeah. So basically the fillers are for the, what we call the nasolabial folds, which are the folds that you get just around the nose area. Now, Toni, you're young, so we
Yeah.
don't expect
Yeah.
that much lines
Yes.
in your case.
Yes.
But as you age, you tend to lose volume in those areas. And what the Juvederm does is that it fills those areas so that you don't have any loss of volume.
Okay, so when I hear people saying on television, oh, I've just gone on fillers, or I haven't gone on a nose job, or I haven't done anything major, I've just gone on fillers.
Right.
That's what it is.
Usually that's what they're referring to.
And the injections?
Injections,
Okay.
yeah. And that filler, which is this one, it can go into the nasolabial folds, which are this area here. It can go into the lip area if the person wants the lip area plumped.
Yes.
We also put it into the cheekbones now because we know that the cheeks, that's usually a focal point. The high cheekbones, that's really where the beauty is at. So sometimes we can build up the cheeks as well to give them that more chiseled look in the
Okay,
face.
great. So this Juvederm fillers, if I wanted, you know, Kylie Jenner was
Right.
very popular with the Kylie Jenner lip.
Yes.
When her lips went from 0 to 100 really quickly, she was
Yes,
she was
possibly.
doing that.
Yes, there are different type of fillers. Now, Juvederm is one of them. There are others, things like Restylane, there are others, Perlane, but we offer Juvederm, but there
Yes.
are others that they can use. And usually there's a rule where you put a certain amount of units, or not units, but volume into the area.
Okay.
So in the case of Kylie, she probably had a little bit more volume than normal, and that's
Yes.
how her lips got
Yes.
from
Yes.
0 to 100.
Yes, and persons that want higher cheekbones, because that's attractive in
Right,
beauty standards,
right.
they could get the Juvederm.
Yes.
And in terms of getting rid of the wrinkles down here,
Yes,
Juvederm.
yes.
Okay, great. Got it covered. What about the Botox now?
Right, so the Botox is essentially for any frown lines that you have. So normally if you frown, right, you just did a frown for us. If you frown, there are some lines that normally form in this area, which is usually from the forehead, usually in the forehead area. So if you
I have lines,
frown,
so you can see lines?
Slightly, very slightly. But if you relax for me, right, you don't have any.
Okay.
So you're pretty much good to go. Some
Okay.
people like to do it in terms of prevention.
Okay.
Where, they look at their mom, and their mom has frown lines, and they're getting the frown lines. They can use the
people
Botox.
are getting it done as
Yes,
as
a way of
method
prevention.
Okay,
Yes,
okay,
yes.
okay. And how much? Talk to me about the cost,
Right.
as well as the dosage and how long it lasts.
Right. So the Botox, we'll start with the last question first.
Yes.
The Botox usually lasts about 3 months.
Okay.
Essentially what happens is, this is the Botox that we brought here. It comes as a purified, like a powdered substance in the actual container. And then we add a liquid to it, saline.
Yes.
And that gives you a certain number of units in the bottle. Now the cost is based on the number of units. So you have to
Okay.
come to see the doctor. You come to see us to find out exactly how much you would need. We normally call it dosing, so we dose it according to the size of the muscle. If the muscle is very big, of course it needs a bigger dose than if the muscle is small. So you have to come in to get the consultation,
Yeah.
so that you can determine how much Botox you need, right? I normally tell people it is it is a way to treat yourself. I think
Okay.
if you feel good about yourself, you get it back in so many different ways. If your face looks good, you tend to see more business deals, you tend to do better at work, you tend to earn more money. So in truth and in fact, the Botox and the Juvederm tends to pay for itself.
Okay. The one thing, I've seen a lot of persons that have gotten Botox and fillers. And then, so you have a face that's 20 and then a neck that's 50. Right. How do you take care of the wrinkles in
the neck, right? So you can also use Botox for the neck.
Okay.
We also have some centers that have laser and other machines that can be used also to help with aging of the neck. So that's an option that they have.
Thank you so much, Donna, for joining me.
You're welcome,
This has
Toni.
been
Thanks
this
for
has been a
having
lot
me.
of fun. God
Thank
bless you.
Thank you.
We're talking today about this exciting machine, Venus Freeze.
Venus Freeze is a new revolutionary treatment in body contouring.
What's body contouring?
Okay, so body contouring is where you can reduce your circumferential treatment of your abdomen. That is, decrease your waist size, decrease your size of your legs, any problem area that you've been working at, say in the gym, but just would not go away.
Okay.
For us black ladies, sometimes it's your hips, your bottom, that little bit of extra tummy. And you can do it with your face too.
Really?
So we contour faces. So some ladies come in and they have a very Asian face and they want to get more prominent cheekbones. So we contour the lower part of the face so that the cheekbones are
With
now
this
prominent.
machine?
With this machine. So as you see, there are two different size probes. This probe, which is for your face, and this probe, which is for your abdomen, legs, the body, the bigger parts. And how it works, it sends radio frequency and magnetic resonance between the poles, and in essence, what it does, it heats the skin up from, say, a temperature which is normal, which is 32, up to 42. And all the patients feel is like a hot stone massage. When it's heating the skin up, what it then does is that it causes restructuring of your collagen and elastin. And collagen is like a big term for us in aesthetic medicine. Every single thing you want to talk is collagen, okay?
So if I let's say I had a problem with my hips were too big, or my legs were too big, and I came to you to do this Venus Freeze, how many treatments, what's the process like until I start to say, okay, well, this is where I want to get to, the average patient?
Right. So we'll take some pictures before, so you can tell us exactly where your problem is, okay? 6 treatments, usually. Each treatment lasts in about half an hour or 45 minutes. We can increase the intensity of the machine, which pushes you along a little faster, okay? So you might start off with a fat cell like this, and it reduces it down to this. Okay? Where does that fat go is always the question. It goes out in your lymphatics. What that means? Your urine. So all you need to do is drink plenty of water after the procedure. That's the only thing that we ask you to do. This is the #1 machine, and we use it for non-surgical facelift because it tightens the skin. So a lot of young models would tighten up their skin before an event, and they're out there.
Thank you so much for chatting with me.
Okay, you're very welcome.
It has been a pleasure. I know you're very, very busy and you're expanding.
Yes,
So much success to you. Continued
Okay.
success to you. I'm here with Dr. Winston Krookodile, plastic and reconstructive surgeon. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for joining me.
Now I find it so fascinating. You are the first Barbadian plastic and reconstructive surgeon. Am I correct?
As far as I know, when I came back here in 1981, there was just me.
What procedures does your practice entail?
I would subdivide those into the reconstructive and the cosmetic, although there is some crossover. So the reconstructive, in the early years, for example, all of the hair lips and cleft palates, all of the bad burns, all the accident victims, flaps to cover a defect after cancer surgery. Those are the reconstructive things. People who were born with other birth defects and you fix them. I was also trained in hand surgery, so we did a lot of tendon repairs and stuff like that. And then there's the cosmetic, which your life isn't going to, you're not going to lose your life if you don't have it, but it makes you feel better about yourself. But I'm glad that people understand there's that difference. And because it was only me, and now in Barbados, there are only two of us, we have to do everything, reconstructive and cosmetic. I have a lot of consultations. I'm a little more picky now. There are many people who I turn away and say, I'm sorry, I don't want to touch you. Because
why do you do that?
sometimes people's reasons for wanting things are wrong. A woman thinks that if I fix her breast, she's going to get her husband back. Or you've been teased about something and the teasing is going to go away because you fix your face. If there's psychological problems like that, you fix yourself first and then let me fix your body.
I like that.
The commonest cosmetic procedures are on the breast and on the tummy and liposuction. And I know there's a lot of talk about cryo, freezing fat away and so on, but at the end of the day, to accurately change contours. Now, let me be very quick to say, it's not about people losing weight. Cosmetic surgery is not a way to lose weight. It's about changing contours. You can be a big gal, but you have the apron removed from the tummy.
Yeah. How do you pull out the fat with the liposuction?
Well, basically you dislodge it. By the action of the cannula, you dislodge it. And then by applying suction, remove it. Now there's also a way of dislodging it using ultrasound. So you put the cannula in, there's a cannula in, and the ultrasound at the tip of the cannula vibrates and dislodges the fat, and then you suck it out. But that's more difficult to control than the mechanical. It's like putting a straw in and sucking it out.
Okay, interesting. Learning
However, you have to understand that there are structures adjacent to where you're working that can be damaged. So if this is not being done by someone with surgical training, it becomes dangerous.
Yes, yes.
Like any of these procedures I do.
Yes. Back to implants. Give me an idea of the types of implants. Do you have an implant here?
All right. I have two implants in my hand. Here is a saline implant. This one is a textured saline implant. So this is filled with salt water. Okay. And you've got a little valve here through which the salt water is put in. The advantage of this is if it ruptures, it's only salt water, the body reabsorbs it. Okay. The disadvantage is that they tend to be rather stiff. If you feel that, you can feel the texture.
Yeah.
All right? This one is a gel fill implant. This is hydrogel. You can't fill this. This comes pre-filled. It has a more natural texture. And this particular one is not silicone. This is a substance which if it ruptures, is simply absorbed by the body.
Okay.
Silicone will stay right there. It won't be absorbed by the body. But silicone implants are commonly used as well.
Which one is the most expensive across the board?
They cost about the same. The gel implants are a bit more expensive than the saline.
Last question. I saw this on YouTube as well. Lady, she was pregnant. She's not pregnant anymore. She got a tummy tuck, but then she still had the stretch marks. Is there anything that, because that's a real fear that we may have about these stretch marks. So you could get a tummy tuck, but you're still going to have these stretch marks. Is there procedures to get rid of these stretch marks?
No. To put it very bluntly, if the stretch marks are in a location where you can remove the stretched skin, that's great. So if all the stretch marks are below the belly button, I can take those out. If they're above the belly button, you can stretch it so they're less obvious, but you can't make them go away.
So when I see things saying on YouTube or when streaming shows, and they're saying, "Oh, I'm using laser to get rid of the stretch marks." Lies.
Absolute nonsense. True stretch marks is like a fracture through the full thickness of the skin. You can't make that go away. You can make it less obvious.
What improvements would you like to see when it comes to your specialty in the Caribbean?
I think people need to learn that not everybody who can pick up a knife, you should take your chances with them, but check them out and make sure they're suitably qualified and experienced and know what they're doing. Otherwise, it gets risky. It gets a bad name. We don't want that. In Barbados, we have a specialist registry So you can go to that specialist registry who's a registered surgeon, who's a registered plastic surgeon, who's a registered cardiac surgeon.
And there we have it, Dr. Winston Krookodile, the first Barbadian plastic surgeon. Game changer.
Thank you.
The Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. This is where you belong. Over the years, we've cared for you to help you meet your needs. Trustworthy, dependable, so you can grow financially. The Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. Excellent service, all values strong. Barbados Public Workers Cooperative Credit Union. This is where you belong.
A smile goes a long way. In fact, it may travel for miles. That's the power of kindness. Be nice to all, neighbor or visitor. That way, everyone's story of Barbados has a happy ending.
Me time is so necessary, and luckily I found a brand new indulgence in 4 wonderful flavors. I love coffee, but let's be real, too much of it isn't good for your health. I've replaced most of my coffee intake with the cappuccino flavored indulgence milk when I am on the go.
Hey, it's your girl Vane, and you are watching The Toni Thorne Show.
Oh, you give it all to me.
Long time and I still a bad man like you see.
We the best. You are telling me about no time for your food. Party till the sun comes up, till the sun goes down. Turn up the sound. Bad girls all around. Go so round like an English pound.
Hi, I'm here at Motions Launch, and I'm standing right next to Miss Sophia Babb, who is the hair care specialist of Brighton Stokes Limited. Sophia, how are you?
I'm good.
Why is it time to rethink motion?
Time to rethink it because, before a lot of people shied away from the ingredients, but now, as I said, the manufacturer, they obviously sinned and come short, so now they're putting a lot of good stuff. So it's time to try it again. All who went away because they didn't like what was in it, they've removed all of that stuff and they're putting a lot of natural things like spearmint, ginseng, amla oil, coconut oil, vitamin E. So it's time to come back and try it.
Yeah, because I was talking to Stacey Shore earlier, and she said before she tried this new product, she didn't try motions for 15 years, and she showed me the new results.
Yeah, a lot of people in this room will tell you that, but they like the results. And that's why I incorporate another stylist so we can have from a different view, not just mine. Because people think I work for the company, so this is why we incorporate other people in it so they can get to feel it. And you see how I show them, they can feel it. All the silicones and all the, the artificial and synthetic stuff is out. Active Moisture Plus Conditioner. We have it in a 13-ounce bottle. And for those who just want to try it, those who are on a budget, we have the package. So when you just see that M, that is the new Motions package.
Maybelline Color Sensational Vivids, now bright goes gorgeous. Brighter color from our exclusive Vivid Pigments. Creamier feel from nourishing honey nectar. Maybe it's Maybelline. Distributed by Collins. Sun Collection Designer Eyewear for men, women, and children. Located on the first floor of Lime Grove Lifestyle Center, Hotown, St. James. Visit suncollection.com or call 246-271-8250.
Turning up my
my television. Time to join the conversation. She got style, she's got vision. She's a lady on a mission. It's the Toni Thorne Show. Yeah, 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 yeah.
People all over are savoring the aromatic goodness of the country's favorite tea. Lipton is your brighter day in every cup. Enjoy the rich, uplifting taste and aroma. Perfect anytime, any place. Lipton Yellow Label. Get the feeling anytime, anywhere. And try our new green tea with superfruit.
Welcome to the Lipton sponsored Tea Time segment. I'm Toni Thorne at the beautiful Barbados Museum, and I'm joined by 4 wonderful young persons. To my right is Miss Danielle Worrell. She's passionate about the arts, cooking, pastries, and youth issues. Follow her on Instagram and Twitter, Danny D. Taken. To her left is teacher, actor, and president of the Young Democrats, Mr. Simon Aline. Thank you so much.
So good to be here, Toni.
To my left, Dr. Tara Wilkinson McLean, public relations specialist, and so many other things, too many to call. And to her left is Ms. Latoya Lane, aspiring sex therapist and entrepreneur owner of Pillow Talk. Welcome to the Toni Thorne Show.
Thank you.
That was a mouthful.
Good way to start.
So let's go straight into it. I'm seeing a lot of images across social media, a lot of negative images of young girls and women. Some might be posing with guns, some illicit sexual behavior. And I wanted to talk to you guys today about the root causes. Why do you think we have these images? Some people say they didn't always exist. I have my own opinions on that. And what can we do to curb them? So that's our discussion here in Tea Time today. Who wants to start? I'll start with Latoya because she's looking like if she wants to delve into this topic.
Well, of course. I mean, as we say, it's always negative in context to us. For them, it might be seen as very, very normal, something that they aspire towards. So for us, it might be a thing of, oh my God, that person with a gun, what is she doing? But her peers, her friends are like, yeah, it's pretty cool. I best get me a gun. I best pose with my uncle, my father, gonna know where it is. Let me do it. I think what's happened is that we can see it a lot more. And it's not a bad thing, in fact, we're seeing it. Because we can see it, we could do something about it. Because, for example, the one with the gun, I saw that, I scrolled past. I was like, too much attention being garnered. People think it's a big thing, a big hype. You address it, you let them know, well, look, I could charge you for having a gun when you're not supposed to have. You know, give them the adultness of the conversation. Because you want to be bad man, take bad man punishment.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. I mean, we have the things in place that we can do to assist and to help these problems to dissipate. But we do too much of this, too much talk. Shots to be a seminar, they're going to be a council or something. People nobody don't care, they don't get onto the grassroots. And when we have these symposiums, we don't often invite the people that need to be. We can invite the prefects and stuff like that.
We don't need that.
That imposing with the guns.
Yeah.
Correct. I think if I could just jump in.
Yeah, sure.
I think one of the things to recognize is that our young people are a product of their society, and it goes back to what Latoya was saying. And if you're in an environment where, if not guns or violence or drugs or sex is glamorized, you would see nothing wrong with it. As I always tell my students at school, because I teach sociology, if you were born in Afghanistan, you would understand that for your culture, you will always have your head covered if you're a young lady. Co-education would not exist because boys are educated separately from the girls. And it's the same thing now in Barbados, where we have a situation where guns and the whole way of looking tough and standing up for yourself seems to be the trend right now.
Yeah.
Every generation has trends. Years ago it was bell bottoms, or it was the recreational drugs and so on. So every generation has its own issues to look at and deal with. But going back to what Latoya said, I think that we need to look at ourselves close in the mirror and recognize that our young people just don't go off track, as society says, all of a sudden. It's been a gradual decline, or things are changing in terms of the family structures and in terms of how we relate to each other as people.
Danielle.
Young girls up today try to live that adult life where they want to wear the latest. So they go around where they ask their parents, they don't get. So they want to look cool with the others, so they go and I would call it selling their body out there to gain that quick money to get stuff.
The latest
material things.
Yeah. Tara, do you think it is also as a result of the fact that we do not have enough images of local positive female role models for them to emulate?
I think that's part of the problem, not the entirety of the problem.
True.
But I think we do need more female empowered role models to come up and say to these girls, this is not the only way. These are alternatives. Because I'm not saying that everybody has to fit into this box, but I
True.
think that these girls need more options. As I could choose here, I could choose there. They just need more options. Right now, the options are kind of one-dimensional. It's not really options.
Yeah.
That's right.
What they see coming at them is a stereotype. And if that's all you are consuming, then that's all you have to give back. So I think Caribbean women on a whole need to step up, especially once we're doing empowering things, to say to girls,
this is an option.
This is an option.
There's only so much you could do out there for these young people, but you still have to start within the home.
Yeah, that's
That's
true.
where parents have to step forward and say, well, I'm your parent, I'm not your best friend. So,
Oh yeah, that needs to start back.
Yeah, yeah.
sure.
Can you please parent, please?
And I think we also, sorry Tony, I think we also need to go to the girls themselves, because I think we talk around the issues. Everybody's looking for the problem with the girls. Everybody's looking to say, this is it, this is how we can fix it.
Do intervention.
Who's talking to the girls?
So the whole thing about intervention is important, where we try to reach the young ladies at the level that they are. And I think that even in the school system, sadly, sometimes our children get lost because we have larger classes to deal with. And sometimes as a teacher, you might see a child with a need or whatever, and it's hard necessarily to reach that child at the point of need. But that's where it goes back to the whole saying that it takes a whole village to raise a child. It goes beyond the family, it goes beyond the school. It's a whole society thing.
If you think about it, I was doing a session a couple of weeks back, and I was telling them, let's look at, they were talking about love and relationships. And I said, let's look at some of the people that you idealize in love and relationships. Let's look at what you're watching. Let me start with your grandparents. Everybody knows Days of Our Lives, it's a bit awful, but they're dysfunctional relationships.
Yes.
Yep.
Brooke has had, everybody knows Bold and Beautiful. She's had everybody in the family.
Yeah.
And these are things that we glamorize.
Correct.
If you're looking at empire now, power, the love, sex, drugs, and money.
Correct.
The things
It's
that
the whole
people,
thing.
and you watch this as a family, you watch, Cookie should do this and Cookie should be doing that. And then one be like, Cookie, you want to go to jail for your husband for how many years?
Really though?
Really? That this is what we're telling you?
Yes.
And there are people that are...
You want to be a bad bee.
You want to be the biggest, baddest... Well,
B.
yes, B. Right?
Correct.
And if you're a person that we would like to idealize, we would like to put on the platform, maybe they're not cutting it for them. They don't look stylish, they're not wearing bummies, you know, they're not as glamorous. And for them, that person, it doesn't look as inviting. You know, so we haven't made it look like an end goal.
Perhaps it's twofold though. We
I
need
agree
people
with
that we can look out our windows and say, hey, that's a positive role model.
Correct.
And don't complain about the people emulating Kim Kardashian or anything like that, because one, if you really study Kim Kardashian, she is a serious businesswoman and she has built her empire. So to say that means that you're ignorant to the issues.
That's it.
And two, don't hate on Kim Kardashian when she is at least putting herself out there, when you should at least be putting yourself out there as well. Another question. What do you think about those persons that are saying it wasn't always this bad, it worse now?
It was always that bad. I'm sorry. It was always that bad.
It's not that the issues or that society has changed so much than it was historically.
Technology.
It's that we now have a whole bunch of innovations that allows everything that we do
To go live.
the
To
most
be
minute
live,
detail to go live.
Correct.
And I think the issue now has to be teaching young people how to navigate in this new environment.
Correct.
We talk about literacy. I've been hearing about Barbados having it's 98% literacy.
Yeah.
Yes, the highest
And real ignorant people about the place.
Correct.
So our emphasis is on the ability to read and write, which are important. I have no qualms about that. But society is changing and we need to realize that digital literacy, media literacy is what young people need.
That's it.
Sorry that we have to end so quickly.
wow.
I could do that. I could do this for the rest of the day.
I would love it.
But this show is only half of an hour. One solution for dealing with this problem with our young women.
I think young women need to first be an advocate for themselves. So recognize where you may need to learn a little bit more. Reach out for a mentor, reach out for a good role model. Take stock, take a little time out, the social media and stuff. Have a thinking moment.
I would say teach young people, both boys and girls, how to channel their imagination in a positive way.
Yeah.
And how to use the media not just to share what they think are cool stereotypes, but to share a message that empowers other young people.
Intervention. I think that there are a lot of positive organizations out there, a lot of positive young people. I mean, Toni, you're doing good work. There are a lot of young people out there who are part of big programs. Your husband, for example,
Corey Lane,
doing a lot of positive things.
To utilize the resources handed to them, but use it in a positive way.
Positive way.
Not in, yeah.
Thank you so much for joining me for tea.
Thank you, Toni.
God bless you.
Yes.
And let's make a better world.
Yeah, man, let's do it.
Yeah.
That has been the Lipton sponsored Tea Time segment. And God bless you. Tune into the next episode. Good night.
Nice.
All right.
Educator, actor.
No, he's not an educator yet. He's an educator after
Mommy,
certain amount of
this
time.
man is killing me,
No,
though.
but you can't call Simon an educator. He is a teacher by profession.
Okay. Teacher,
He has to write
actor.
some journals and he has
That's
to
right, that's
do
right.
some other stuff.